Good day, everybody. It's like November 11th, Remembrance Day today, and I'm going to do worms, and it's been a really long time since I've done anything with my worms. So I don't know what we're going to find. I see worms, but let's have a look. Yeah, they're still worms. They're not. I think I may have neglected them too much, but this stuff here is unbelievably nice. There's still worms in there. So sometimes a person gets lazy. Sometimes a person has like other things to do. Not that you're lazy. Been really busy with my grazing this year, so I guess and priority-wise, that's the way things go. We're going to give them a feeding. To be truthful, I'm not seeing a lot of big worms, so I'm thinking a lot of these are ones that have hatched out. Some of the other ones may have died back. But they're still worms. So that's a good thing. We can come back from it. As always, I start with my EMC and go to my red wiggler bins. To be honest, this is some of the most perfect worm castings there is. So, like, it's really, really, really nice stuff. A couple shakes with the screen, and you've got it screened out. So, okay, let's do a mix. Yeah, there's worms there. Not huge population, but I have really neglected them, and I mean, I gotta go get my bedding. We're back. I hit the wrong button, so I'll have to do a little editing, but that's all right. So, as you guys know, I do coffee grounds and newspaper. For bedding. And then we're gonna give them a good feeding. I don't know if the population will take it, but it'll be okay. They'll start up again. Yeah. Put you on pause one more time. I'm gonna put some dry paper on top too. because we added quite a bit of moisture there with the frozen food. So I gotta say, probably shouldn't do this to your worms, guys. Really knocks them back. Let's put some other paper. It really knocks them back, and that's not good for them. And I can say, well, you know, I've been busy, but really kind of a catch-22 here. Yeah, I've been busy, but I've also set myself back a long ways. Okay. One down. Glad there's still some left in that one. We've got a few more bins to get through. You can see there's some dead ones up here. There's still weight to this, so I think there's still worms. Yep, there's still worms. And really, the paper's not all gone. So these guys were not starved. But the population is down and there's not many worms. So neglected too long. But I did see some worms in here. I may amalgamate them back into the big. Just, I don't need a bunch of small bins of a few worms. There's a few in there. What am I doing? Oops. Maybe like this. But like I said, for sifting, boy, is this easy sifting. Yeah. See a few worms. This one just about didn't make it. There's a few in here, but nothing much. So, like I said, don't do this to your worms. It's not a way to have them. We'll leave that open for now. This one's got a little more girth to it. There's worms. So we didn't kill this bunch. But nice stuff. And there's a good population in this one. As I trim back the castings. So I guess you get a trade-off. You get much easier harvest of your castings, but you really dent your population of your worms. all the dry we can. There is starting to be some worms show up at this end. And as you know, I do a wedge, so pours on the wedge. Okay, give them a mix. We still got worms. So these guys being red wigglers are going to go here with this group. Now, there. Give them some foods and some bedding. Excuse me. Keep this guy open for a minute and get the other one done. It's not, doesn't have the girth that that one did, so I'm thinking it's going to be light. Couple worms I see on top. But not many. It's not completely dried out. Give her a shake. Yeah, we've got some worms. But I think I'm just going to amalgamate. Not a big enough population in here for these guys. I mean, you can restart your bin and you can, but I might as well put them all in one bin. You can always split them after. Like I said, man, is this stuff easy sifting, because the moisture and stuff's out of them. They're not dried right out, but they're I guess she is what she is. You shouldn't do that with your worms. Thing about it, we're going to get pretty good harvest of the castings out of these few bins I got left, because they're getting completely cleaned out. kind of left them too long, guys. And they didn't dry out. They just probably got a little too neglected. We can move this down. Bring this one back over. A little more food in there. Put a little more bedding on there. Put some paper on there. And it'll come back to life. There's a lot of moisture at this end. They will obviously find their way there because the rest of it, there's moisture in it. But what the heck is that? Anyway, we're gonna have to get back in here and check them more often because we can't leave them like this anymore. It's been a long time since the check, so should have come back in after we got back from holidays in July, and I didn't. So definitely my bad. See what the big guy looks like. No. Okay. It's definitely reduced, and there's definitely still worms. But look at how they worked it over. But in here, this is a bigger population, and they probably had more food to start with, and moisture is still higher. Really wet back here. But look at how many worms are in here. So the bigger the bin, the better it stays healthy in neglected. Like, there's worms in here, guys. This one did just fine. And it's mud. It's mud. Like, too wet to sift. Too wet to sift. But we're going to give them a good stir. Move everything around. aerate everything up. So I've come to the conclusion that once you get a bigger bin like this, it's really hard to hurt them. I just spread stuff all over my floor. I guess that's why I have a broom. I try not to make a mess, but I always do. But we do have a broom. All right. Bedding. And food. We gave these guys a real good feeding the last time, remember? Frozen squash that were getting too old. Put some of them in there. Hey, corn cobs. Slow food. Alright. That's a lot of food. That's okay. The rest of that's going to go in the compost pile. See, I kind of hit the easy button and I was just going in the compost pile. Therefore, I started neglecting my freaking worms. But this tote did real well through the neglect. Because it's bigger. It's got a bigger mass. It had more area for them to surf through and get their stuff out of. Frost out. Frost is water. Right. Throw a little more bedding on it. So last summer I neglected them as well, so it seems to be when I'm busy in the summertime, I don't do as well at taking care of my worms. Or they have to be more self-sufficient, I guess. The bigger totes are more self-sufficient. All right. Got some paper stuff in here. As everybody knows, paper is also a food for them. So if you open them up, see you've got paper, they didn't actually run out of food. They may have run out of moisture. But in this situation, I don't think they ran out of moisture either. They just ran out of friends. They do better when they're paid attention to a little bit. So we're gonna leave that end open because this stuff is muddy. So we're just gonna leave that end open. Hopefully it dries a bit. So I always crack my end a little bit when I get it down right now, but you gotta get it down on the ground right now. Jeez, got some girth to it. All right, November 11th. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me I was a dumbass for neglecting my worms. That's allowed. Yeah, wasn't the best idea that I did, but put some of these in here to go to the compost because I was going to put them in worms, but I didn't. Don't know what else to say. I screwed up. I shouldn't have let them go that long. They'll come back. I gotta clean my mess up. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching.